I just feel like this is just a classic thing where it's to the point where I feel like when he's bald, that's how they give him that more stern or aggressive look. Like I'm just gonna take away the hair. The hair's not gonna be a factor.
This is also 90s too.
Yeah. But I mean, has it really changed though? Because I mean, I've seen a couple of black bald characters. You know, that are pretty recent.
Oh God.
You're Samuel L.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's based on like how they perceive us, and they be like, okay, this person is intimidating. He has a bald head, or they're very powerful. Let's say Michael Jordan. So they don't have like much to go off of. So they're like, okay, this guy has bald. I'll give him a goatee. That makes him even tougher. So he's like
and
maybe shades. He looks like a typical basic bouncer. Like generic bouncer number 85 in your crazy character video game.
That's a pretty accurate description right there. Another, I guess you could say, throwback from that series. Claudia Grant, she's from the series Robotech. She and I'm really not too mad at this because I feel like that's how Black women wear our hair today, and that's how we've worn our hair in the past. As far as like a short black afro, I always say I feel like the lips didn't have to be that pink.
Little too pink.
Little pink. Like some MAC, I seen some lippies and this lipstick. They knew what they. But
she was intelligent.
Black character,
she was very intelligent.
Position of power, and I really feel like showing a black woman in power, but who actually looks and has black female characteristics. I don't really have too many qualms with this one.
Speaking of power, she used to get on that girl ass sometimes in the show. She used to go like, be like, look, did she slap her a few times?
Yeah.
Like tighten up. Did she slap her the main?
Yes.
I remember she was like, bah, shut up.
Yeah, Claudia.
Yeah, Claudia did. Oh, Claudia was the truth.
No, Claudia, she was slap a hoe.
She was smart.
Oh, she's now my new favorite.
Yeah, she was trying to live through all that war shit.
I'm with that. Here we have the fourth Hokage.
I hate this character.
I don't have his brother up here, but I'm not a fan of his rapper brother either. It's just
Can speak.
It's such a good But it really was. I'm kind of. They say it's like a comb back, like look with the typical. We have a goatee. If you give a black man a goatee, he's got to be intimidating or like aggressive.
But go to the next picture, so I can
Like it's just like.
Look, he got this weak ass mustache. He got this weak ass mustache, yo. Like,
I made that flip though. I feel like he got a perm though. He was like jelly back and like that
I feel like they're trying to do braids, but they don't know how to dry it.
You feel like he trying to have the braids with it?
They don't know how to dry it.
I feel like I haven't really seen legit braids drawn. I feel like if there's assumption that they have braids, like this is what it is.
They half-assed it. For real.
Yeah, that has to be braids because look at that hairline.
Exactly.
It's jagged edge. This is like I hate this character so much. He's like a modern day what am I trying to think of? He's like a modern day minstrel character. Like he raps, he's black, he's strong. I'm like,
that was the little brother.
No, his little brother was
That was the little brother.
I actually
he's
appreciate
an asshole. The fourth Hokage.
I actually appreciate the Rakai.
And he's super fast too.
The brother, Killer Bee. Because Killer Bee is the stereotypical yo.
Yeah. I'm like, stop it.
Which is kind of fun.
Struggle raps.
Good.
But I do like the Rakai because
They should have made them better.
oh, okay.
Like, you could have done it.
That's what I call lazy writing.
y'all gotta keep in mind that they put him in a position of power, which I appreciated. Because they still had pale people in, the black people village. They still had paler people there, but they still chose the black man to be over it. They could have put the albino chick up top and nobody would have really second guessed it. It would have been like, oh, look at the white savior over everybody. But the fact that they still chose him, he was kind of quiet and cool, and I actually kind of liked the character. He was not really stereotypical even in the way he presented himself. He just kind of was like there. He was strong, but the other Kage, they don't get as much screen time. But I did appreciate him a little bit more over Killer Bee.
So if I remember correctly, when they did create the village in the clouds or whatever, it was because Naruto had picked up steam and they started realizing that's when all those black people were trending doing the Naruto run and everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
They remembered that, they realized, okay, we do have somewhat of a black audience.
So they pandered to the black audience.
And they
first.
did, and it was right after.
That's what, I think that's when I stopped watching or stopped caring. No, actually I stopped watching when he like used the Rasengan to like, so he like, and I was like, how you using your most powerful move to use like eat noodles? I don't get it.
You have angered the Thunder Village.
Thunder Village don't want this smoke.
Yeah, that's when they typically came out. I didn't like it either.
First of all,
Why did they say
this is my show. When they presented Sister Crone,
she was running, boy?
why did they make her? Why she looks like? I feel like this is just
And Jemima.
like all the stereotypes. Like, we got the lips. Even though when we have very different shapes and sizes, voluptuous lips, and some of us have different noses, but I think
It's just different ways to draw.
combine all of the stereotypes. Oh, yes.
No, yeah.
First of all, they bigger in the first pick. They got bigger, It's-
Why they got her looking
and the eyes all beady.
So basically, you're saying she's a
I just feel like they could have softened or.
Kanique would say throw the whole character away.
Her body is, I mean, she's very like
She black. Ain't no denying she black with the
No,
lips.
yeah.
I gotta
Hello. No, go ahead.
I gotta play devil's advocate in this one
All right,
only
there was
because
that. Yeah.
in this show you gotta realize that they were split off. They're literally farmed. So I don't really think unlike she's in a position where she can't really do anything about her appearance when you think about it because
True.
they are
Black on power, and there really weren't that many other. I think when they did her backstory, I don't.
She was like the only
Oh,
black.
yeah.
Yeah, she was the only
So
black.
the question is that, because I haven't seen it.
Girl,
So how-
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, and
In the anime.
in the
I don't know
anime.
if there's any in the manga.
Yeah, I want to watch the stuff. Get into that. But that's another topic for another day. Well, so I feel like I love how they kind of have their hair. I think even though Sid Loki now is giving me Shamar Moore vibes from.
Yes.
That's how he legit wore his hair. 'Cause I don't know why he had the bandana on top of the like gray cornrow wig that they put him in. Ooh, he could have grew his hair out or just left it alone.
Well, he died, so.
Yeah.
He did. He
No, I
died.
was just talking about Shamar Moore's character. And I was like, no, he didn't.
No, he's.
Oh,
he
yeah,
died.
Sid and they
Come back
well,
to zombie.
Sid died, he comes back as a zombie, and we're just polite that, just all the way jacked up. But, they still have their black representation of their hair. I feel like, I want to say maybe she has locks. That's
She
what
does.
she-
Yeah,
that's
She
what
has
that
locks.
looks
She
like.
has locks.
But blue eyes, I think that's kind of what we talked about. As far as giving, yes, they might make the color, their skin tone tan or black or brown and give them a black, quote unquote, quotation mark, hairstyle, but the features of like blue eyes or the color of their hair, blonde, all that, I'm just kind of like, why not just fully commit? Like, you could have gave
It's
us
the storm,
chocolate.
it's the storm factor. I'm just gonna call it that. We're gonna call it the storm factor.
Okay.
I'm not about the eyes, but as far as the overall look of the characters, yeah, I say this to the developers or whatever. When in doubt, don't make them look goofy just because you don't know how to draw them. At the very least, give them the locks and the braids and make sure they're brown, not off brown. And at least it's showing that you're like, what I'm saying, you're trying without making them look goofy. Like you're not trying to give a jab like, ooh, look at these lips, so yeah, I'm like, you do ride a line because then you're like, well, we're not really like, but it's like, once again, like Sam, I keep using her as an example, it's like, you could tell that, like, they didn't want to make her look to the point where she was goofy to try to make her look overly black. But she still reasons a black hair.
Sam is awesome.
They did change her hair.
They did change her hair because it was straight.
It was.
Yep,
And I'm
they
confused
improved.
about the hair change.
They made her hair better. I like
That's 'cause of
the fluffy,
animation of it. I like
curly
the
hair.
animation.
Because it was that straight little. I was like,
I'm
boo,
No, she here.
boo.
going to admit, I don't know who saw this black.
I didn't either.
I'm like,
He's half black.
hey, how about we find out?
Boo.
Luffy is Brazilian. You know, it's taboo, or if they give us like that one black male or female character in the series, like, okay, y'all should be good, like, chill out, like, we don't want to hear nothing for like the next X amount of years, just like when they gave us that one black bachelorette, we can all assume we won't see another black female,
Well, I think we can,
bachelor ever.
since we hit the 2000s and late 2000s, we've gotten a lot more representation, and we can also say that with, and then I think it started, I want to say, we had a big boost when we had Afro Samurai come out.
Yeah.
Shout out to, we got one in the audience.
Yeah.
Afro Samurai.
So they're seeing like the popularity, how hip hop culture has really affected it. Like number one music genre in the world right now. Honestly, it's not going nowhere, and it's always going to be integrated, especially in anime, in video games. There's going to be more and more representation. Overwatch is finally getting a black character, even though she got white hair, blue eyes, still getting a black.
And the name
female
Soldier,
character.
like she's doing the truth.
Yes, I get no problem with her being there. She's doing the truth.
And Bang.
Got Lifeline and Apex.
Yes.
Out the gate, and Bangalore.
I like those characters. I don't like that game though.
And Mirage.
I don't like that game stuff. But
Hey, just, you ain't gotta like it, but
oh no, I love the representation. I just don't like the game. I don't like the way it plays.
But also, I'll even throw out there, and I think Nigeria can attest to this too, like encouraging people of color to cosplay a character however they want and feel. I feel like there's so much like gatekeeping or like trying to box us in to where like if we change the hairstyle or the color or the swag or anything, it's like you're not being true to the character. Like how dare you? Do you even like watch that show? I mean, I'm just like, well, I'm a huge fan. I'm just making it my own.
I just speaking on that point. I want to give a shout out to like Hey J cosplay. I love what she does. She keep her natural hair, and she does a damn good job of it.
Hey J is great, Tatted Poodle is great. I mean, I could go on and on and on.
CC the Geek.
CC, yeah.
Wakanda Moon.
Yes, yeah. Shout out to them.
Wakanda Moon, et cetera, I mean, I
The
hate
list
all
goes
these all the
on.
time. But if you don't see yourself represented, it's okay to create that space yourself. And people always ask me, like, back to just cosplay, you know, like, well, what do I do to get started, whatever. That biggest hurdle is going to be mental. It's going to be like, my first cosplay, big cosplay artist, whatever, was Black Canary, and part of the reason I chose that character because I didn't want to be the black so-and-so. Within 5 minutes, someone got on board, and someone made a joke, pointed at me and said, you're the black Canary. So once you empower yourself and realize I can be whoever I want to be, I can do whatever I want to do, and it's ultimately overwhelming. You're gonna have some haters, but it's overwhelmingly positive and well received. Then the sky's the limit. Once you get over that hurdle and you put on that lace front and you put on that armor and you walk on that floor, then it's on and popping, so to speak. You know, it's and if it's not for you, it's not for you. When it comes to seeing characters in anime, it's a little bit of a hurdle because we're not the developers in Japan. But we can support projects that do have brown people, that do have black people. We can, you know, order the mangas. We can buy the comics. We can do all this to try to support. If it's not good, then, you know, support the good stuff. But at least show up. You know, show up to the door, and then hopefully that would give more and more space. And we're seeing more and more projects and stuff turn out. So just keep.
Like I said, keep supporting like the cosplayers, like you said, giving shout outs, like supporting anything that is against the norm, or like you said, any other black artists, any work out there. I mean, that's just really where it starts. And the focus and keep.
Oh, and just throw a thing out. also support the indie, shameless plug, but support the indie black comic book creators.
Right.
Cosplayers them,
Yes.
there's a chance to let people know what this art form is.
Comic book writers, small businesses, like just support, just
People
keep
like
support.
Offbeat,
Offbeat. But yeah, do y'all have any final words, or does anybody have any questions, comments? Mr. Afferson, sir, yes.
I've been cosplaying almost for 2 years. I talked to her at the last I talked to her at the one in Baton Rouge a while back.
Were you Fat Albert? Was that?
Yes, I was
Yes,
Fat
I
Albert.
remember you. Yes.
Love it.
I like to keep the record straight, so I'll let y'all know the real deal about this cosplay stuff. Cosplaying is fun.
Yes.
It's real good, it's fun. But there's a light side and there's a dark side to it.
That is very true.
And I'm gotta keep it real with you, cause see, for me as a cosplayer, I love it and I wanna represent who I am, of being color. But sometimes you go to these cosplay conventions where you go to there, if you're a black person and you are trying to cosplay a white character, you're not gonna get full credit for it. Costume may
black
look,
person cosplaying as a white character.
yes, it's kinda hard.
It's
I'm telling
almost
you now.
like, oh.
Yeah, they do that. That's that same look, like they cosplay. It's so nice. I'm just being real with you, so I don't want nobody to get discouraged with it. So if you still love it, still do it, but just don't get your hopes up. And so I just wanted to let you know, but that's what happens.
Don't let that deter you, though.
And so that's why I have to stay.
I'm
That's
gonna
why I
be
have to
honest.
stay in characters like this here, because if I go outside my realm, or unless you do a character that you completely covered, like I do Scooby-Doo. So I do Scooby-Doo, so they don't know I'm black in that costume. But when in the other characters, so basically, I'm saying you just gotta deal with it. I'm just saying, just don't let it discourage
It's the
you.
community, having a good support system and community, and just being there. 'Cause everybody, we will always have haters. Like, I mean, that's in anything. And my motto is like it or love it, or
For every negative comment you might get 20 plus positive, or if you don't, or if you're not out there for a long time, like the positive, like you made someone's day, because as much as you like that character, someone else likes that character just as much. And yes, there will be some negative stuff, especially online, all the online stuff,
Right.
and things like that. And some stuff in person. I mean, I gender bend, I play some characters that people don't like sometimes. But but when you meet a positive person, exchange information, hand out your business card, or shake each other's hand, follow each other on social media, because those are the people that keep you motivated. So y'all can chop it up and talk about the newest episode of My Hero or something like that. And that's what keep coming back to places like this. Not the negative stuff, it's the people like in this room right now to come out and support that's gonna make coming to cons and doing stuff like this worthwhile.
and then we meet in real life.
Also, too, if you see a black character that you like, the best thing to do is purchase their merch.
Yes.
Because that shows that there is a demand for them. I literally go
That's
out
how you make change.
and I look for the black characters and stuff, because I know if it's hard to find, it's not because it's sold out. Usually it's because they don't feel like there's a market and black people aren't gonna buy it.
Yeah.
So I go out specifically, and the first thing I do is like, okay, look, I like Black Panther. Where's Nikita? Where's the Okoye? Where's this character? Where's that character? And please keep in mind that My Hero Academia season 3 has come out, so we should see Bubble,
Yeah.
Yep, seen her, saw her, I'm with it, love it.
but she's racially coded.
There was one behind you in the black, do you have a question or comment?